Hey, good morning, everybody. It's about 8:18, and I'm here with. In case you guys don't know about this, and if you want to read more about it, you could, or listen to it, listen and watch about it. You can go to the website, which is oscars.com. You can go to the YouTube channel, which is Oscars channel, and look them up for yourself. But I'm here to kind of tell you about the nominations and kind of give you my ideas of who I think could have a good chance at winning. Now, I do apologize in advance if this audio video, as I call it, is a little long and all that. So maybe about a few parters, if you will. I mean, it would be straight through. This audio video would be straight through, with the exception that I don't have that privilege anymore. But that's okay. And again, like I say, I apologize if this is in multiple parts. But let's just get done with these nomination deals, and I'll give you my idea on the bigger ones. When we get to the bigger ones, who might win in those categories. But right now, let's take a look at the smaller, as I call it, the lower or undercard of the lower card of the Oscar nominations. We start with the visual effects, which the nominees are. Excuse me. The nominees there are for visual effects: Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Hereafter, Inception, and Iron Man 2. That's the visual effects nominations right there. Now for the sound mixing nomination, we have Inception, The King's Speech, Salt, The Social Network, and True Grit. So those are the first two small lower card portions of the Oscar nominations. Now we have sound editing, and the sound editing nominations are Inception, Toy Story 3, Tron Legacy, True Grit, and Unstoppable. And then this one is live action short nominations. And we have The Confession, The Crush, God of Love, Naui, and Wish 143. And then for animated short, we have Day and Night, The Gruffalo, Let's Pollute, The Lost Thing, and Madagascar Journey Diary. I guess that's what it's called. And then for Best Original Song, the nominations they put there are Coming Home from Country Song, I See the Light, If I Rise, basically Coming Home from Country Song, I See the Light from Tangled, If I Rise from 127 Hours, and We Belong Together from Toy Story 3. Now, I will say this, you would expect maybe either I See the Light or We Belong Together from both Disney movies to win. But then again, you got Coming Home from Country Strong, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. If that might take it, we'll see. But honestly, I'd go with We Belong Together or I See the Light as being the winner there. Now, for Best Original Score, the nominations they have here are How to Train Your Dragon, Inception, The King's Speech, 127 Hours, and The Social Network. For makeup, they have The Way Back, Barney's Version, and The Wolfman. For film editing, they have Black Swan, The Fighter, The King's Speech, 127 Hours, and The Social Network. For documentary feature, they have Exit Through the Gift Shop, Gasland, Inside Job, Westrope, and Wasteland. And then for costume design, they got Alice in Wonderland, I Am Love, The King's Speech, The Tempest, and True Grit. Then for cinematography, they have Black Swan, Inception, The King's Speech, The Social Network, and True Grit. Excuse me for a second. Let me get a drink of coffee here. Ooh, that's hot and that's good. Good wake-up juice, as they call it. Now, what was I? Oh, yeah. Next up, for art direction, they have Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Inception, The King's Speech, and True Grit. Then for best foreign language film, they have Dogtooth from Greece, In a Better World from Denmark, Incenders from Canada, and Outside the Law from Algeria. That's what it says. And Beautiful from Mexico. And then for Best Adapted Screenplay, they have 127 Hours, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, and Winter's Bone. Then for Best Original Screenplay, they have Another Year, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are Alright, The King's Speech. And then for Best Animated Feature, they have How to Train Your Dragon, The Illusionist, and Toy Story 3, which I think is going to take it, Toy Story 3. Then we get into the bigger ones, well, semi-bigger ones. I kind of guess you can say the upper card of it. We have Best Supporting Actress. We have Amy Adams for The Fighter, Helen Bonham Carter for The King's Speech, Melissa Leo for The Fighter, Haley Stenfield for True Grit, The Young Girl, and Jackie Weaver for Animal Kingdom. And then for Best Supporting Actor, they have Christian Bale for The Fighter, John Hawkins for Winter's Bone, Jeremy Renner for The Town, Mark Ruffalo for The Kids Are Alright, and Jeffrey Rush for The King's Speech. Then for the Best Actress nominees, they have Annette Bening for The Kids Are Alright, Nicole Kidman for Rabbit Hole, Natalie Portman for Black Swan, and Michelle Williams for Blue Valentine. And now this is where I'm going to kind of give my idea who I feel is going to win these. For Best Actress, I believe they're going to go with Natalie Portman because the Black Swan's been talked up a lot. Natalie Portman, I guess, was never seen in that kind of a light as an actress, and especially with, some certain scenes she had to do, so I think she's going to take that. And then you got the Best Actor nominees, which are Javier Bardem for Beautiful, Jeff Bridges for True Grit, Jesse Eisenberg for The Social Network, Colin Firth for The King's Speech, James Franco for 127 Hours. This one to me is a tight one because I think the two that are going to be the top nominated one, the two top picks, will be Jeff Bridges for True Grit and Jesse Eisenberg for The Social Network. And I think I'm going to have to go with possibly Jeff Bridges for True Grit. I could be wrong, but I'm going to go with Jeff Bridges to win that. Now, we go into the Best Director nominees. They have Darren Aronofsky for Black Swan, David O. Russell for The Fighter, Tom Hopper for The King's Speech, David Fincher for The Social Network, and the Coen Brothers for True Grit. And I believe the first one, I hate to say this, I think the first one's going to get it. Darren Aronofsky, or whatever his name is. Basically, Darren, the guy that the best director is going to go to the director of Black Swan. I just feel that's going to happen. And then for Best Picture, and this is 10 nominations, you have True Grit, Winter's Bone, Toy Story 3, Social Network, 127 Hours, King's Speech, Kids Are Alright, Inception, The Fighter, and Black Swan. Now, as much as I would like to see, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me on this, as much as we'd probably like to see Toy Story 3 make history by becoming the first animated feature to win a Best Picture, to win the overall Best Picture award on the same night that it's obviously going to win Best Animated Feature, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I'd like to see it happen, but I know a lot of people are saying right now, a lot of critics, I mean, in fact, the site that I got this off of, that I copied this list from, so I could paste it onto WordPad, even they have said it, that it's a travesty that Toy Story 3, the highest grossing film of the year, and one of the best films of the year, is probably going to get shunned by these other 9 movies. But again, as a fan, as someone that loved the movie, and I can tell you from experience, my family would agree on this. My nephews would agree on this. My niece would agree on this. My mother, my sisters, my brother-in-laws, my relatives in the Bay Area, my relatives probably in Kansas, they would all, my friends here in California, in Idaho, in Kansas, in Virginia, you know, they would all agree on this, that Toy Story 3 should take home the overall Best Picture nomination. But because it might get, but because it'll obviously win the Best Animated Feature, a lot of people probably feel it's going to get shunned by these other 9. So the one that I believe, so even though I'd like to see Toy Story 3 make history by winning overall Best Picture and being the first animated feature to do so, it probably won't happen. But then again, I could be wrong. We could be surprised. But the one I think that's going to take it, I mean, some of these movies I've heard of, I've heard people talking about, I've heard people say good things about them, not just critics, but just regular people like myself have said good things about them. But I think the one that's going to take it, I think is going to be Black Swan. I think Black Swan's going to take it overall, and I think that's going to be followed. This is the way I look at it. The top 5 nominees that are going, the top 5 movies that are going to be the ones in the category Best Picture, the ones that are basically the top 5, the 5 best ones that would have been considered Best Picture, including the one that's going to win. Black Swan, which I believe is going to win. Social Network's going to be behind it. Toy Story 3 I know is going to be in that top 5, probably at number 5. The Fighter might be in there at number 4, and True Grit's going to be in there at number 3. And again, though, even though I'd like to see Toy Story 3, like everybody else, I'd like to see it make history by becoming the first animated feature ever to win overall Best Picture, I think it's going